Hey friends, welcome to my morning walk here in Meko. Wanted to give you a brief update on what's been going on here in our lives and in ministry. So the first thing I wanted to share with you is about baseball camp. July 1st through 5th, we partnered with our dear friends from Lidditz, Pennsylvania, Trinity EC Church, and Jeff and Nicole Bianchi from Bianchi Baseball Academy around Lancaster. It was a phenomenal week. We had 46 kids participate. The team was fantastic. The kids had a ball learning baseball, some of them for the first time. Others had played a little bit before. The parents were asking for more. They said, why not 2 weeks of this? Because they loved it and their kids were loving it. And the town hall even thanked us publicly for our investment in the community and the lives of the kids and their families. So it was a great week. And in addition to the baseball camp, since the team was here for 4th of July, we were Americans on the 4th of July and hosted a party in the park. We didn't know how many would come, but we had well over 200 people come out for line dancing, cornhole, games, a little baseball demonstration, but also we shared about what freedom Jesus offers us and is only available in Him. So it was a wonderful week of opportunities to sow seeds of the gospel in people's lives. And so we just ask you to continue to pray with us for those seeds that were planted to be watered and to grow into the fruit of boys and girls and men and women coming to know Jesus and following Him and loving Him. Turning the page to our daughter Laura, several months ago, she expressed her desire to express publicly what was already true in her heart, her desire to follow Jesus with all of her life. And so we began preparing for baptism, shared it with our church community, and when we did, 2 other young ladies stepped forward and said, we want to be baptized too. We want to express our faith in Jesus publicly too, including Laura's cousin Lydia, who was here visiting for a couple months this summer. And so on June 23rd, we had a beautiful celebration of God's faithfulness to these young women, their testimony of their desire to follow Jesus with all of their lives, and blessings and prayers from the parents over their daughters, and just a clear sense of God's presence through His Spirit in our young and growing church community. As a father, there are few things that compare with the joy and privilege of being able to baptize our daughters as they make their faith in Jesus their own and make these important decisions. And so we would ask you, first of all, just to praise God with us, because what a wonderful blessing that is, but also to pray for Laura and the other 2 girls as they continue to follow Jesus after their baptism and grow in this faith that they've made their own. So we're on mission with Jesus here in Meko. The mission of knowing and loving Him more with our fellow believers, the mission of reaching out with His good news in real and relevant ways into our community, the mission of setting a healthy foundation for spiritual growth for our church community, and the mission of becoming a vibrant expression of Jesus' body here in our town. We see the need but really believe that Jesus is calling us to reach out to young people, to families here, and we've really already begun to do that through things like the baseball camp, as well as our weekly youth ministry. And Jesus has given us an affordable meeting space. It's right over my shoulder there. We have the ground floor and the basement that is ours that we've rented. It's been a valuable tool for our church community to be able to meet in for worship times, other meetings, youth ministry as well. And in the fall, we would love to be able to host Alpha Youth and outreach specifically geared towards young people. We're bringing it up to code. We'd love to make it a more welcoming, inviting space for people to come into. But to do that obviously takes money. And we're a small community. We're investing what we can to be able to do that. But we would ask you, would you consider helping us to invest in this ministry tool, this meeting space, for us to be able to use as a base of operations to reach out into our community? Meko, a town of 14,000 people with no other established evangelical church. If you'd like to do that, there is a link, a button in the prayer letter, or just shoot us an email and we'll guide you in that. And we would be so grateful for any gift that you could give towards that end. So before wrapping up, let me just give you a few additional prayer requests that we have. First of all, please pray for our Wild at Heart men's ministry. We're in the process of translating and dubbing and developing some valuable resources for men, for local churches, and any man who would want to reach and lead other men in his circle of influence. Secondly, please pray for Rachel and me, as we'll be leading a youth retreat at the end of August. Pray as we prepare for that, and that Jesus would prepare our hearts for that as well. Third, please pray for me as I'll be accompanying my father-in-law Ron on a trip, and just helping him in a church leadership summit in the middle of August. And then last, we'd ask you simply to pray that Jesus would renew and refresh our hearts after a really busy season of ministry, that we would have that refreshing and renewal throughout the rest of the summer. And so, as always, thank you so much for your love, your support, your encouragement, your prayer for us. And we thank you for being a part of what Jesus is doing here in Mickle.